Hey everybody. It's been a while, but I've done some things. I've been busy. I'm busy making my other YouTube channel, making content for that, and that one's called Film Logic. I'll put it in a link down below. But I'm back, and today we're going to talk about an issue that I talked about before in Digital Noise, and it was under the subject of racism in comics, and that's what created the segment called Comic Book Issues. And it was an incident that happened like a couple of months ago, and it was something that happened that I posted promoting one of my comic books called The Positive Omen. I posted it in a Facebook group, and all of a sudden someone out of the blue made disparaging comments about me, about my created comic book title called The Positive Omen. That also in the link down below, the original video of that. Let me show you the content of the email, the last message he sent to me on Facebook. So here it is right now. So you see how extreme that was. I mean, it was uber extreme. It just came out of the blue. I didn't know where it came from or anything like that. But it happened. So so there was some backlash about it, and you'll hear it from the link if you look at the link down below from the original video that I had posted like months ago. Something that happened about a couple of weeks ago, dealing with that subject. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm just, going through my Facebook and checking my messages and, all that good stuff. And how when someone new messages you that's not your friend in Facebook, and they have these tallies in the thing that say accept it, read it, whatever, you can reply and then you guys can communicate. So I just, I usually don't look at them at all. I just usually just kind of pass by them and just look at the direct friends that message me usually. But, it was a day, and I just, I saw a name that was pretty familiar. I couldn't remember who the name was. And lo and behold, it was the guy that made the original, I guess you could say a racist attack, verbally. He sent me a message, and it was a message apologizing. And this almost happened about almost a year ago, almost, and the original incident. But I all of a sudden got a message in my email. In my Facebook Messenger, and stating he apologized about everything and stuff like that. And I'll show you the content of it. Well, here it is right here. Let me just read it to you. So yeah, I don't know what to think about that at all. I can understand maybe, he had some mental things going on back then, or maybe some stress and things happening with the pandemic. It was a very stressful time during that time. I do believe the letter was sincere, and it was like almost a year later he apologized. So I guess it was pondering on his mind. Me, basically, I almost forgot about it. But I think it was a good step for him to learn that not to attack people. We're all creative people here, and we all create from our own experiences and our own vision. And you should not attack someone's ideals and visions, no matter who you are. Maybe I don't know or understand where he was coming from. I really don't care. If you attack someone, especially on about their race, I find no excuse in that. People, when the incident originally happened, some other people were emailing me, messaging me, and giving him an excuse about he wasn't taking his pills. He has mental illness. Well, I have family members that were mentally ill, but they didn't rant or attack anyone racially. So I really don't find that as an excuse. There's just really no excuse for racism in my mind, or any kind of ism. I thought it was pretty big of him to write this letter back. I want to forgive him, and I do, but I never forget once someone does that to me. They have to prove themselves that they aren't this racist monster just randomly attacking people that had nothing to do with them or their lives. Within the entertainment world, the demographics of Hollywood that showed up on screen and what they tried to promote was always from one perspective. And you may have different sprinkles here and there and stuff like that, but now I think it's coming to pass to show there are people of all types of lives, all types of outlooks, all types of experiences, and Hollywood is seeing that this generation is moving towards that direction. Well, I'll tell you this story. When I worked back in Marvel, in the 90s, I was young, very young, and I worked in Marvel, and I was telling Marvel, you should do more diverse characters. You should do different types of characters. You should do, especially, of course, I was African American, so I was saying you should do more black characters that are just as powerful as Thor or this and that. And so it was just, it's funny now, and in the year 2000, I think after Barack Obama became president, that's when Marvel started to make that change into a more diverse universe in the comic book universe of the Marvel universe. But let me know what you think about this person that basically attacked me about a year ago out of thin air. I have no idea why he did it or why he felt the need to target me or my project. And now he's coming around to apologize, and I feel it was sincere, because like a year later I didn't hear from him, and he wrote this letter that you've read. I want to write him back. Should I write him back? I don't know. What is your opinion of it? I would like to hear everyone's different perspective of that. Well, that's all I have today, and I hope you enjoy this channel. I'm going to do more new content more frequently. Um, I'm working on projects. They're coming out. It's a lot of work. Doing. I do film as well as a comic book publication. So I'm working on 2 YouTube channels. Again, my other YouTube is called Film Logic, and that's going to talk about my experience in the film industry and me as a filmmaker, of course, actor and screenwriter and all that. And it also talks about a project that I have done and doing in the process of finishing up called Sketchy. But well, this beautiful channel here is called Comic Book Noise, where it talks about my company, Digital Noise, where it explains the characters and the storylines of the Digital Noise universe. And it's going to also talk about comic book issues relating to my comic book company, Digital Noise. Anyway, that's all I got. Take care, be healthy, stay safe.